Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you enjoyed that intro. It took me a couple seconds to put it together, but we are here at Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, and today is September the 10th. Sorry, guys, but September the 10th is my anniversary. 23 years ago today, I left the United States. It was not intended to be 23 years, as I've shared with many of you. Went over, visit some friends, see what was going on over there in Thailand. The very next day, my first day in Thailand, the World Trade Center went down. I'm going to lead into that in a minute. However, today being 23 years, every single thing that has happened over the last 23 years is all based on that decision to make that trip. And everything that's occurred, everybody in my family has been a beneficiary of that. All of you are beneficiaries of that because I would not be doing this had it not been for that. So here we are opening up as of now. We're not opening up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 54.6820 over there on the SPX. And it is dead flat. That is why I shared yesterday. I will pull you in here to the spread room because we had a 100%, a 250%, and a 400% SPX trade yesterday. First of all, as it was Sunday night, if you're going to overnight risk with 4 red closes behind you, you want $253 on this for the 5405, 5410 puts. Never, ever threatened. 54.15, 54.20, shoot for $4 credit. There again, being 6 o'clock still, talking about that. 54.52, 54.52.75, 54.68.25. Above are those who are wanting to hunt for $4, $4.50 credit. And you damn sure got it. As we went into the day, yes, we're talking about the 54.65, 54.60 calls at $2, but we did want to see, as we mentioned there, 1% days love to follow, minus 1% days, and 1% being up there at 54.62. Definitely coming up to it, and 54.83 being the 5-day moving average, and that's what you got. And that was the reason why I threw it out there at 12:30 in the afternoon. The 54.65, 54.60s are now getting $4. Scalp it off. Boom, 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 boom. As we were saying here, they're down to $1.50. So you got $2.50 on your $4. Congratulations. And again, this was in your email that we were talking about. So yesterday, you got your green close. Bam. Today, we are going into Taco Tuesday, which, as we've shared many, many times, had not been very good. And suddenly last week, Tuesday, we had that fucking, hey, Labor Day's done. We're ripping the fucking Band-Aid off. And we dropped hard, 2.5% over there on last week, Tuesday. I wouldn't look for that to be a repeat. And the reason why I wouldn't look for that to be a repeat is because tonight you have Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Today, you have absolutely nothing. You get Fed's Bar speaking at 10 o'clock where he will be talking about interest rates ready to go, ready to cut interest rates in September. You'll get Fed Bowman at 12:15, and then you get the 3-year note, and your day is done. There is zero economic data today. And then, leading into this, like I said, tomorrow is September 11th. The markets tend to be very considerate of that. We have CPI tomorrow morning prior to the open. So once again, I would not be aggressive in any direction whatsoever because we got paid. We already got paid. Today is the day to sit back, enjoy yourselves, and say, you know what? Thank you very much for what you gave. Going to sit back and chill out because, again, looking here on the futures, we're dead flat. Dead flat, nothing to talk about, nothing to take action on, dead flat. Come over here onto what we were trading with yesterday and looking here over on the QQQ. Very, very weak. There is a gap. I did not finish this. I should have completed it. There is a gap that still needs to be filled. I'll put it there in a little bit. Over here on DIA, again, big move up. 407 sitting right there, 1 point below. IWM, dead flat. Nothing to take action on. The VIX is what we're more significantly focused on. We got that nice drop down below 2102 yesterday. Very, very nice. Very good. Very good. But we haven't broken below that 1912. The bulls are going to need a break below that 1912 and aggressively start making the move down there to 1811 so that we can solidify our view that not only are the 5500s coming this week, which we only missed them by 15 points, but that we are going to be heading up into that middle range of 5500, 5550, 5560 area as we go into the FOMC meeting a week from now. That is definitely something that is going to be on the focus. And my personal opinion is that we're not going to be breaking down below that until we get CPI and we get the presidential debate tonight. So it is what it is. Looking over at the big broad picture of things, Google, very nice sell down. Very nice sell down. And still right at that gap, that old gap back there from the March earnings. Apple, iPhone came out, boom, straight on down. Never fails. Meta, 525. That's now the failure line. 525, like it had been. 525. Microsoft fluttering around doing nothing. Bill Gates trying to create, well, he's not involved anymore, but he's trying to create new ways to have cow meat without cow, without beef. Tesla, again, you just can't keep winning this often. Right up there into that gap from earnings over here from July, 234, 230, 246. Get a touch to it. Right back down to 207. Amazon, been doing a lot of moving around over here on Amazon, but still keeping in this tight little range, 178, 171. Nvidia, you are showing your true colors, Nvidia. And AMD over here, just floating around. Shopify, always keeping a monitor on that because Shopify, we've got that trade on. But again, like I shared over there, what we're looking at from a default, just a default point of view. Coming here off the lows from Friday, AB, can't tell yet whether this is a 1, 2, 3 or it's an AB. We have no idea, but we should be looking again somewhere at that 5,500 range as a minimum. 5,500 being the 38.2 retracement of the drop. Then we start looking forward to 55.30, 55.40, 55.50, and most importantly, right there, 55.55. That would be where you want me to tell the future a week and 1 day in advance. That's where I expect that we're likely to be heading towards as we go into the FOMC meeting. Over here on the NDX, not looking so shabby, not looking so great, but yeah, you're floating around, you're holding yourself. Over here on the Dow, again, not too shabby, not too horrible, but this is the strongest index out there. Come back again over here on the Russell 2000, and you can pretty well see the clear weakness that you have on the Russell 2000. So leave that on. I will, can I shift? I can shift there. I want my SPX back on. So really not much that you can do to go and jump on board and start getting crazy. Again, you got Fed speakers today. You have zero economic news. You have the debate tonight. You have 9/11 tomorrow, which happens after the market opens. And you have, or right around when the market opens, just before, just prior to the market open. And you have CPI tomorrow before the market opens. So don't make any sudden moves. Let it all come together. Here we are on the Nikkei, not seeing much out of it. Over here on the SPY, don't cover SPY that often because we cover SPX. But again, you can see the same kind of view. Looking over here at this 548, get 548. Most likely going to be looking at 553, 554 as we go into the FOMC meeting a week and 1 day from today. Come over here onto the SPX. And again, this is what I shared you earlier. Looking at this as an AB or a 1-2, should be seeing up here around 5,500. More than likely up here, the bulls take control as the VIX has dropped to below 1811, below 19, and start getting some action up here into the 5,500. 55.30, 55.50 range. Palantir. 1 second. With the passing of James Earl Jones, I've got to lead into our sponsor.
Click here now for the hottest sex sites on the web.
So Palantir added to the S&P 500, as I suspected, big gap up yesterday and just continued move to the upside all during the course of the day. Looking at it from a big, broad, wide point of view, again, I still suspect there is a good possibility to get that 27, which I wanted, as we started to head down to it, just fractionally. Do I have a different chart? No, it's the default. So come on over here again onto the wider view with Palantir. And again, I still like that 27. That's just me personally. And these options have the election in them. So it is what it is as far as that goes. But again, here, looking at your big, broad point of view, this is where you're at, right here. This was your highs right after they came out on the IPO. Then you got your dip. Then you got this spike up here to 45 for a fraction of a day. And then your sell down here back below 30, below 27, where it became resistance. So again, I'm going off of history. I'm going off of with the elections coming up. But for me personally, I like the trade. I'm going to stick in the trade. Happy Taco Tuesday. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be around until maybe midday after the Fed speakers. And then after that, I have no interest on watching 1 minute candles go, 30 cents, 40 cents to each. You got the big one is tonight with the debate. Then you've got CPI tomorrow on 9/11. Sit back, chill out. 100%, 250%, 400% yesterday. Let it do its thing. Tomorrow morning, we'll be able to take some action. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the video.
If Trump wins, and obviously I suspect there are people with mixed feelings about whether that should happen, but we do have an opportunity to do kind of a once-in-a-lifetime deregulation and reduction in the size of government. Because the other thing, besides the regulations, America is also going bankrupt extremely quickly. And everyone seems to be sort of whistling past the graveyard on this one. But
they're all grabbing the silverware. Everyone's stuffing their pockets in the silverware before the Titanic sinks.
Well, the Defense Department budget is a very big budget. Okay, it's $1 trillion a year. DoD, Intel, it's $1 trillion. And interest payments on the national debt just exceeded the Defense Department budget. They're over $1 trillion a year, just in interest, and rising. We're adding $1 trillion to our debt, which our kids and grandkids are going to have to pay somehow. Every 3 months, and then soon it's going to be every 2 months, and then every month, and then the only thing we'll be able to pay is interest. And if this is, it's just it's just like a person at scale that has racked up too much credit card debt, this does not have a good ending.
How
and so we have to reduce the spending.
Let me ask one